Hello and welcome to a brand new, reinvented installment of Cyberworld underscore gaming. And I'm your host, Reaper. Obviously, I got a whole new setup for an animated avatar, which I designed myself. Hopefully, you guys like it. Looks very nice. Anyway, putting that aside, guys, feel free to. I'm obviously going to chill out right now. Feel free to check out, obviously, AR Boat Rentals arboatrentals.com/cyberworld for my portfolio and page links, etc., etc. Check me out on Instagram, Reaper919. Also, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Like and comment to help out my channel, of course, if you really like my content. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of everything that you see here today. And the meat and potatoes of this is actually, I saw a video today about a guy. I'll see if I can't pull it up. I love his channel. He did go into in depth on certain payment processing systems and what you can do instead of having a customer facing portal. What does a customer facing portal mean, right? Well, what it means is having a page where your customers or clients fill out a particular page, fill out a form on that page, essentially to process a payment for a service or a product that you have. A good indicator or example of this is like is basically Amazon and their checkout page, of course, and some of the other, I want to say, customer-facing portals that deal in products. There's a few that deal in services where you fill out a bit of information, and then it gets sent to these people, which they'll send out an invoice. You pay for it. Probably it'll get sent directly to your email, and then you pay it that way, right? Some a bit more innovative companies will set up a way for you to pay for everything right then and there, right? Which is the more simpler way of going about it, right? But that's the difference between a customer facing portal and one that you do in person, right? And he goes into a little bit of a detail on some of the payments that you could do, essentially, or sorry, some of the methods that you could do, essentially going into it on without having to build a website or pay for hosting or any of that other stuff. Now, some of the examples that I saw that he did, which I will show on the video here soon, kind of mentioned using a already hosted site that has a way for you to essentially create an account, build your own landing page directly on their hosted accounts, and set up a way for you to set up, act as a mitigator, let's say, right? Set up your own page that acts as a mitigator on your hosted site, on the other company's hosted site, on a third party, right? Which you would have to pay a monthly subscription for, just to set up a landing page, and then a way for people to pay for for whatever your service and or product is. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, and I said this on the comment as well. There's nothing wrong with that, and what he said is an option that you can take. But as a CTO and full stack web developer, I feel like it's my duty to mention that is fucking confusing, right? Like, and wholly unnecessary. And the fact that you have to pay a recurring payment for this, right, on top of payment processing fees, would just outright murder a startup before they even get a chance to even succeed in the crazy mega conglomerate corporate world that we live in. Being the cyberpunkish butthole that I am, of course, I'm all about, setting up things that are non-corpo. Obviously, if you can see to my left and then my right, of course. Hold on. On my right, yeah, there we go. Then you can tell that obviously, I'm all about the non-corpo. So, but obviously, everything still needs to be a thing, right? So here's my solution to the situation, right? Instead of paying like a monthly subscription, instead of paying payment processing fees and then hosting your own landing page on like something like I don't know, let's say squarespace.com / customer portal / category / like service whatever your service is, and then / payment, you could shorten that to whatever the fuck your name of your business is .com / payment. That simple, and yes, you would have to pay a hosting, and most people are like, oh my god, I don't want to have to pay a hosting. It's like, oh, it's going to be every month kind of thing. No. See, that's dissemination of misinformation, right? And I hate some of these companies out here nowadays, or some of these I want to say paid actors, or some other mitigated reason as to why things like, oh, you have to, why pay for this subscription site? Why even use WordPress when it's like hacking a chicken with a chainsaw kind of stupidity? No. You don't have to pay this shit monthly. You literally pay one payment, and then you don't have to pay that fucking payment for the next year or 3 years, depending on whatever option you choose. Literally, a year or 3 years from now. Like, seriously. And it's only $97, bro. It's not like it's $1,000 for like $2,000, $3,000. Like, bro, I know people nowadays who literally work at a Wendy's and they can make $97 just host their own fucking business site. Like, that's so stupid. That's a dumbass thing. The only thing that you would actually have to pay for in regards to something that might hurt your pockets is the developer that you're going to have design that. Or you could just go on YouTube, such as you are right now, of course, and learn it yourself. It's not like us developers don't give out a literal video handbook on how to literally build this, right? Both on WordPress or Magento or fucking Shopify, etc., right? These are all some of the tutorials that you see is either from a junior level developer or a senior level developer, and you better hope it's the latter, right? Because then you'll get that shit done and set up properly, the right way the first time. They'll even give you links and information that you can use to essentially set it up properly, right, the first time, so you don't end up in any issues. Most junior level developers don't have a lot of the same knowledge that senior level developers do, or CTOs for that matter, or especially full stack developers who can help you set all of that up pretty easily, right? Now, my advice to companies is, if you're trying to go through a hosted site, right, just to set up a landing page and then your own business transaction, I'm not trying to say you're dumb or anything, right? Because most people just don't have the knowledge. You probably just didn't know any better, right? And in that situation, I would say don't do this, right? Don't do this. You're just going to end up going through a whole bunch of confusing shit. You're going to have to explain to your clients, like, listen, go to this long ass URL, right? That's going to take forever to type. You could mitigate it with a button, but they're still going to have to type the long ass URL to get to your landing page. Or that you can send them a link, which is still going to be a long ass URL, just to process a payment. Like, and it's bad for branding, especially if you're trying to market, and it looks unprofessional, right? You want your business to be professional. You want your own hosting because you want to be able to promote your brand. And not to mention, Google hates this shit. They make it a point not to promote this shit. There's a reason why most of these companies who do this long ass URL end up having to pay large ass marketing firms or companies to be able to promote their shit that would just take forever and a half and cost you an arm and a leg. Now, if you're a big ass company and you have this amount of money to shell out and you want to go through this long ass process, boo boo, you do you, right? You do you, right? Because I'm not going to sit here and tell a company what to do, right? I'm going to give you an example of a different option. That's what I'm going to do, right? And I leave you to your informed decision based on your business, right? It's just the way of things, right? So here's what I would do, right? I would set you up, and I'm going to prove it, that you can showcase the site, right? Give me 1 second. Right? You know what? Let me make this bigger. Hi. Okay, so, right? Let's see if you can see this. Yes, you can. Perfect. Okay. So, me. Let me just scroll this down. Makes things easier for me. All right, so we're going to go to hostgator.com. Right? Now, most companies that end up buying hosted sites don't bother to look through all the options of most hosting companies. And most hosting companies give you a multitude of different options, both for startups and big ass businesses who have this kind of money to shell out, right? So for most startup companies, I would recommend the hosting plan that is shared, right? It's enough space that allows you to grow, and you can upgrade your stuff as your business grows. But it's at a low upfront cost, man, that you don't have to pay for the next 2 or 3 years, right? Look at that. It says monthly, but it's really not. And I'm going to show you exactly why I say that, right? Most people instantly get turned off by that. And I keep telling people, like, yo, there's an option right here under the billing cycle, bro. A year is 12 months, right? 2 years, hold on. 2 years is 24 months. 3 years is 36 months. But just for the 12-month marker, right, for a hatchling plan, right, the very startup of startups, right, for, let's say, I don't know, make your, oh, please tell me I didn't pause it. Did I pause it? No, okay, good. Thought I paused it for a second. Make your own website, let's say .com. All right. Oh, well, there probably somebody said that. Okay. Wait, can I enter that? Is that possible? Let's say that website or some shit. All right, let's see if it's available. Yeah, it is. All right, perfect. Free for 1 year, right? Yeah, some will add that to the year, of course, depending on the domain. If you want like a special custom domain, most people don't. They just want a .com, right? So, and for that is like a free for a fucking year. And then beyond that, it'll be like what, 95 cents or anywhere between 12 and, well, sorry, 15 being the highest and 95 cents, right? A year or every 3 years, depending on how your billing cycle is set up. Now you take off backup, right? Because you don't need that. If you have WordPress or Magento, obviously you can use Updraft to back up your shit. So you don't need this option. All you need, right, which you don't need this either, because Essential Site Lock, that's a secure situation, right, for your website. You don't need that when both Magento and WordPress, right, have their own site security systems, bro. That's 10 times better than anything that most hosting sites will do. Hell, most hosting sites will end up doing this exact same shit, right, that you would do on your own website. All you need is your SSL encryption, your domain name, and to pay for this hosting, right? Which for a year would only cost you, look at that, $109, bro. $109. You could probably mitigate that to make it less. Hold on, where is it? Yeah, right there. Bam. Add domain privacy, right? Basically letting HostGator protect your identity. Online privacy protection hides your personal contact information from public view. Nigga, you could literally do that on your fucking website. Why do you even need this option? Literally, you can not put in your contact information on there. Seriously. So I just click this off, and what happens? $93. Look at that. $93. Get the fuck out of here. And you only pay this once a year. Or better yet, every 3 years? Look at that. I'm sorry, every 2 years? Look at that. $130. Right? Every 3 years? $147. You see that? Yo, I know Wendy workers right now, bro, who make $200 more than that. And they still could pay for this and set up their own business online. And you only have to pay this once right now, and then you don't have to pay it again until the following year, or in this case, since I have it at 147, 3 years from now. 3 years from now, bro, that gives you 3 years to set up your business. You could still work this side job. Better yet, you could still work the side job for 6 months, save up multiple 147.9, and 98 cents multiple times throughout that entire 6 months. Put it aside, right? Put it aside to pay for your website every 3 years for the next decade. Yo, it's so stupid. And then you set up your developer should know how to do this. Not add your contact information if you don't want it, right? That's one, right? Setting up a way for them to be able to literally secure your website, which again, junior level developers might not know how to do this. I always tell clients that I have to make sure, and I quote, to hire at least one full stack developer, CTO, not junior level developer, CTO, a person who's been literally 5 years doing this, right? Because they know all of the security software programs that you can literally use on your website, right? They know the proper vetting process for any junior level developers or senior level developers, right? You literally tell them, look, I need to hire these amount of people. Here, here's how, like our budget for this, and I need you to hire a few people within this amount of time. Yo, I guarantee you these people would have already vetted at least 1,001 applications on this place and already have at least 4 people candidacy to be able to do an interview with and make an informed decision based on their own knowledge on who's more qualified to actually do the fucking job. Literally the person that actually knows how to do what it is that they need to do in order to literally get this shit up and running while maintaining your site. Yo, I can't tell you how many times I've done that for clients, bro. It is not that hard, right? And then backing up your site, again, Updraft. And most junior level developers know Updraft. They know better to not have Updraft on their site when they're designing it. Hell, any front-end developer knows what site backups are, right? So, bam. And even if they don't know these things, even if you don't want to go that far and hire a developer, hire a front-end designer or a CTO, you could do this yourself. You could pick up this knowledge as you go, but you could save yourself a lot of troubles and heartaches. The only thing, and I repeat, the only thing that you would end up needing to pay for, right, if you're trying to do like email marketing and promotions, right, which you might not even need if you're setting up your own website and you have some inkling on how SEO works. All you would need is this, right, which you don't even, to be honest, because again, if you have an SEO person, they'll set you up. If you have a regular Google, regular Gmail, right? Your how can I put it? Your client, or sorry, your SEO professional will just end up using that email on their Google, on their analytical consoles, right? Now, this is the simplified way of doing it, right? Because this way you can have your website up, have your hosted site without having, whatever the name of your business.com or .website. You can choose your own extensions. They got like tons here, of course, right? And it'll be whatever your website is /sign up, right? Plus the category. And this right here, the rest of this, right? Everything from here to the right, essentially is just information for the company so that they can document that shit, right? For legal purposes, of course. But every business has that. It's like a privacy policy. It's not a privacy policy, but it acts in such a way where it feels like one. But anyway, that aside, right? That's how that works. It's that simple, right? If I go to a website, right? Let's say, right? And it says, I don't know, Squarespace, right? I don't know if I'm spelling square right, but anyway, Squarespace Squarespace.com / I don't know. Squarespace let's see, / category / business / service, because that's where your service needs to be, right? / the name of your business, which in this case would be your domain if you have your own hosting, / the name of your business, right? I mean, because that's where your landing page is going to be also if you set this up via a third-party hosted site, / the service you're trying to do, / sending them directly to the payment processor, right? Which would be the checkout or the invoicing situation where you're collecting the information to invoice them, which you end up doing to a third party anyway, right? But then you'll have to, so essentially everything from here to the right is you, right? Everything from here, from here to the left is the company that's literally hosting everything from there to the right? Like, that's unnecessary. And imagine you having to explain to a client that they have to type all of this in. They're going to look at you like you're fucking insane. And it's going to look unprofessional. You know? I mean, honestly, would you rather have this or would you rather have this? Like, it's a no-brainer, and you only have to pay every 3 months, because these companies that do these hosted sites, which again, I'm not knocking people who want to go this route. If you want to go this route, that's on you, right? You get what you pay for in those situations, and what you're paying for is a subscription fee, a payment processing fee, and you do get the name of your own domain name, but you have to essentially pay for your hosted domain. Right? Oh, sorry, let me rephrase that. For a subcategory, a sub of a sub of a subcategory, because remember, sub of a sub of a subcategory, right? Just to get your landing page, and then to sell your service, and then process that payment, right? And you're paying for the processing of that payment, because mind you, you're using the API integration with the business, which in this case would be Squarespace, just to process the payment with whatever they have their shit integrated with, which could be Squarespace or Stripe or PayPal, for all you know. And you won't know because they're not obligated to give you that information, right? Or maybe they are. I don't know. It depends on how certain businesses do things. They might even tell you, right? But the point I'm trying to get across is, why go through that headache and have to ask? Why even have to ask when you will already know, because your developer will tell you when you do things in this way. Hell, they'll be the ones to set it up for you. And it's as simple, honestly, bro, it's so simple. You're going to end up setting up a PayPal, a Stripe, or some form of account to process the payment anyway with this landing page right here, right? Just to process that payment with the service. If the company Squarespace doesn't do it for you and try to basically have you pay for processing that service, if they even give you that option, right? Which they'll probably ask for the account information just to be able to facilitate that payment and receive a fee for that, plus the subscription you're already paying, which is a fucking nightmare. So here's what I would recommend, right, to anybody who's listening to this. If you want to simplify this for yourself, you just started out and you want a way to set up for accepting payments without needing a customer-facing page, but you still want a website to look professional so that you can promote your business, brand, and services, then I would recommend that you do one of three things, right? Get your business, get your hosting, right? Preferably through HostGator or some other medium. I would recommend HostGator because they're the cheapest price, right? Get a shared hosting, right? Just to start. You can remember, again, you can upgrade everything, right? Just to start, just to test the waters, right? Set up your business, set up your domain. Input all the information that's required here, right? Click only the SSL encryption. Click this off. Input the information, check out. Okay? They'll process everything and then hand you the information that you need, such as your cPanel and all that information. If you have a developer, give him the cPanel access so that he can set up WordPress and start designing your website page, right? And that way he can integrate the API processes. Now, from there, find out exactly what you want in regards to online digital payment transactions, right? Like PayPal or Stripe or Squarespace, right? Now, here's my advice on all three, at least in part. You should definitely choose one that fits your business, right? If you're running like a restaurant, right? Or something that requires you to take payments in person, I would recommend PayPal, right? Because they have a free POS system they can send you to start, of course. And you can pay, and you can accept transactions directly in person at the cashier, right there. Hell, the cashier could probably do it directly from their phone. And they have an app that allows you to do that. It's called PayPal Here, right? Which you can literally link to your POS system and just charge right then and there. And it'll go all directly to your PayPal account, right? And that's without you needing a customer-facing portal, right? Or, and if you're still watching, of course, there's more to this. You can set up a customer-facing portal and still have that, right? And that could be for one of two things. Either you have a delivery service, you can have people pay for the specific pizza, let's say, as a good example, and the payment will still process and it'll still go to the same damn account, right? Either way, you still get the best of both worlds. You can take it in person and also take it online. And you can integrate with like DoorDash and Grubhub, etc., etc. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother video. Obviously, make sure you check the link above for on the top right, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I'm facing the right way. Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah, make sure you check the link above up here. Yep, right up there. For links to another video, preferably one that I'm going to obviously set up so that way I can explain how that works. But yeah, so from there, just where was I? I lost myself. Okay, all right. So basically from there, what I would recommend is to find which one works best for your business. If you're running a service or something like that, which again, I would not recommend this because they charge a monthly fee, would be like Squarespace. I know Squarespace, if I'm not mistaken, charges like a monthly fee. Stop me or comment below if you know if they don't do a monthly subscription. Last I checked, which was about a year ago, they did. It's been a year, they probably don't. I don't know. What I do know is this. What I do know at the present moment is that Stripe and PayPal don't, right? And if Squarespace hasn't done that, they need to get with the fucking program, right? Because the way that Stripe and Stripe and PayPal do is that they charge an 8% based on, well, they charge a percentage based on your state tax to process the payment. For Florida, it'd be 8%. For somewhere else, it might be something different, right? But they only charge you that payment processing payment when you actually get paid for the service or product, right? And it's only whatever the state tax is, right? For taxes, of course, you got to do your taxes. Fair enough, right? So if you're trying to do a service or something like that, and you got to send out invoices and recurring payments and stuff like that, both PayPal and Stripe do it. But I would recommend Stripe for the services in general because you can create your own cards and then, create your own literal credit cards, or debit cards. Sorry, you can create your own debit cards specifically for in-house use for the business and then literally charge it as an expense, right? But that's a little too complicated to go in this video when I'm trying to keep to a particular topic subject. So in that topic subject is making things simple, right? So the simple is this: set up your own website, find out which payment processing service works best for your business, right? For services is Stripe. For restaurant businesses, products, or anything you have to do in person, PayPal, right? If you get if you get PayPal Here app, the PayPal Here app, they'll send you a free POS for free. Seriously, it's free. It's as free as it's as free as my naked bare skin when I go into the shower. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's a TMI situation, but it is what it is. If that gets the point across, then Bob's your uncle, bro. You guys understood my explanation. but okay, so from there, yes, where the confusion lies after that is, getting the developer and finding the proper person for that, which is why I recommended you get a CTO and he'll deal with that pain and headache, because we love dealing with that pain and headache. I'm a CTO full stack developer myself. I run my own web design agency. I literally have 2 developers working for me now, and they have, if they don't already, they definitely do now have the same level of knowledge that I do, and they're still junior devs because they're within the first year, right? Well, Yelly within the first year, Jason within the first 2. Right, so Jason a little bit more senior than anything else, right? But the point is this: they know how to set things up in the same fashion that I would, and they know this knowledge because I share that with my freaking colleagues, man. Right? I make it a point to not bash anybody for a lack of knowledge, right? Because one of the things that I really hate sometimes about the net is that things are available there, but not readily available, and those are 2 distinct differences, right? Some websites make things readily available for you, while others do not, right? And dissemination of misinformation is a thing, so I'm surprised most people don't already know this, right? So in those cases, what I tell people is just Find out all the options available to you before you jump the gun and make any decision, especially for something as important as your business. I would recommend this to every one of my clients, to make sure to check out the information. Even if I'm the one trying to sell you a service for my own web design agency, I still tell you to do that, right? And I've yet to lose a client yet just for being that open and honest and transparent about it. Just do these things, search these things up, and see if it's not a viable option for you. That's all I'm saying, right? Always seek a second opinion, especially in the digital sphere, because you will be taken like a sucker. You will end up doing this large ass, confusing ass, long to set up integration that's only going to make things look so unprofessional, that's going to put so much hassle, not just to you, but your business. And then at the same time, it's going to make your customers or clients go through an entire runaround just to do something as simple as paying for a service that you're providing. Just think about what's best for your business before you move forward with any kind of thing like that. And again, I am not saying that those things are not options that you can do. You can go through a hosted site, by all means. And if that's what you feel like is beneficial for your business, then kudos to you, boo-boo, right? But when you have to explain a long ass URL to somebody, end up paying a subscription fee, and still get paid for transactions for every payment you take on your service, and when you decide to complain, you only have yourself to blame, is my opinion on the matter, because you get what you pay for. I say this to most companies: you get what you pay for, right? If that's what you're willing to pay, then that's what you're willing to pay, right? I always say to my clients, el pago haga doble, right? That's a little thing that you learn. Well, that's a little Spanish saying for the lazy end up doing double the work, right? That's the saying. The lazy end up doing double the work, right? If you're too lazy to search out this information, then you're going to end up doing double the work. In this case, doing double the payments, right? Because you're literally doing that, right? And there's nothing wrong with that if you feel like that's an option for you, but there are other options. And some of it will take some overhead. You will have to hire a developer, but it beats literally paying a subscription fee a month, and you still get your landing page, and it's simplified, and your developer will work with you to make these things simplified for you, because it's part of our job. Our job is literally to simplify things for clients and companies, right? To make things as easy as possible for you, the business owner. That is what we do. Make things as easy and hassle-free as possible, you know, and give you exactly what you want out of that situation. No, better yet, what you need out of that situation, right? I get to come across a client where they asked me to do a specific thing. Like, for instance, I had a towing company a while back who asked me that if there was a way that I could set up a website for promotion for my brand, for my towing company, and a way to receive phone calls, while at the same time being able to, when I go tow somebody, to be able to pay for that, you know, charge the fee right then and there in person. I said yes, yes, and yes. I can set you up with a one page if you like. I can set you up with more pages if you like. Which would you like? Just the one page is fine. Okay, well, perfect. I can do that for you. I can set up the one page for you, set up a way for you to process your payments with either Stripe or PayPal. PayPal being the more equitable situation, because you can be able to get your own free POS to start with. If you can't afford your POS, can you afford a POS? It's like, no. Oh, well, okay, well, there you go. I can set you up with that to be able to do that in person, which will link directly to your account, which you can link your bank account to with, you know, your routing and account number, right? With whatever business account you have with your bank or not. You don't have to have a business account with a bank to do that. Mind you, that is a thing. And there you go. Any money that goes directly into your account, either by PayPal or Stripe, which in this case I set them up with PayPal, it'll go directly. You can forward that directly to your account, to your debit account with your bank, right? Simple. And you can have people do the thing on your website if you want. Do you want? And he's like, no, I don't want all that. I want to be able to set it on, you know, charge them in person, right? And have a way for them to call me for the service. I was like, yeah, I can do that. Pretty simple. Now, that is the simplest way of doing things, right? With his own business, right? And obviously I'm going to be setting this up on Tuesday, right? Get back to me on the secondary video, which I'll probably link also at the very top right once I obviously do build it. But I've done this for multiple different clients beyond this person, right? Well, before this person, right? So look, I'm just saying, there's simple ways to do this, and there are complicated ways of doing things. It's up to you, right? This has been an installment of Cyber World. This has been your host, Reaper. Deuces.